So today we'll start arthrology. Arthrology or syndesmology. So it is the branch of anatomy that deals with the study of joints. So simply, study of joints is arthrology. So what do you mean by joints or articulations? So these are the structures formed by union of two or more bones or cartilages at the articular ends, bound together by ligaments or other connective tissue. Then how we classify the joints? Joints are broadly classified into three types. First, fibrous joints or synarthrodial joints. They are also called immovable joints because they will not show any kind of movement. Cartilaginous joints or amphiarthrodial joints. They are slightly movable joints. They permit limited movement. Then synovial or diarthrodial joint. They are freely movable joints. So first we start with fibrous joints or synarthrosis. So here what happened? Bones are joined by dense fibrous connective tissue. So there is no movement between the bones. Okay. These are further classified into following subtypes. Suture, number 1 suture, number 2 syndesmosis, number 3 syndialysis, number 4 gomphosis. So first we discuss about suture. So sutures are mainly found in cranial bones. There are further types: sutura serrata, sutura harmonia, sutura squamosa. First we discuss sutura serrata. So here what happened? The two edges of the connecting bones are serrated. Okay. They are irregulars and they show interlocking margins. The typical example is interfrontal suture. You see, these two are the frontal bone. Between the two bones, you will find suture like this. So these are the two edges of the bone. Okay. Between the two bones, you will find serrated edges, serrated margins. Okay. So this type of suture is called sutura serrata. Means here what happened? The two edges will show they are serrated, irregular. Okay. And they are interlocked. And between the two edges, what you will find? You will find dense fibrous connective tissue you will find. Okay. So you can also see in this diagram, serrated edges or margins. So this is called sutura serrata. Next, sutura harmonia. So here the two edges are plain. You will not find any serrated edges. These are the two nasal bones. Between the two nasal bones, you can find here the edges are plain. The edges are plain. And you will find cartilage here in the living condition. Okay. So here you will find the cartilage between the two bones in the living condition. The plain edges, so the typical example is the internasal suture. The edges are plain. Sutura squamosa. Here the edges they overlap with each other. Okay. The typical example is between squamous part of the temporal bone and parietal bone. You can see in the skull. So this is the squamous part of the temporal bone and this is the parietal part. So they overlap with each other. Okay, you can see. So this is the temporal part. So this bone is overlapping over this bone. So the edges are overlapping. This is called sutura squamosa. Syndesmosis. Here the bones are united by fibrous tissue. The tissue may be white fibrous tissue or elastic tissue or mixture of two tissue. Typical example is union of sept of metacarpal bones. You can see these are the metacarpal bones. They are the sept and they are united here. Okay, by tissue here you will find that white fibrous tissue. It is called syndesmosis. Syndialysis. One bone fits into the groove of another bone. One bone fits into the groove of another bone between vomer and sphenoid bone. So you can see here, the vomer is forming a groove-like structure where the sphenoid fits. This is called syndialysis. Gomphosis. It is the implantation of teeth in the alveolar socket. You can see here in the mandible, there are depressions. They are called alveolar sockets Okay. In the socket, what happens? The teeth is embedded. The root of the teeth they embed. Okay. So these are the alveolar sockets. You can see where the teeth are embedded. So this type of joint is called gomphosis. Next, we discuss about the cartilaginous joints. They are called amphiarthrosis or slightly movable joints because between the two bones we will find the cartilages. Now, based on the types of cartilages, the joints are two types: synchondrosis and symphysis. First, synchondrosis. Here the bones are joined by hyaline cartilage. So, if the cartilage is hyaline, it is called synchondrosis between basilar part of the occipital bone and body of the sphenoid bone. So, you can see. So, this is the basilar part of the occipital bone and this is the sphenoid bone here you will find. So, here are the joints. So, here are the joints. So, here are the joints in the synchondrosis. Symphysis, bones are joined by fibrous cartilage. Between the two bones you will find fibrous cartilage, not hyaline. Example, pelvic symphysis between the bodies of the vertebrae, sternibra. Okay, so in this diagram you can see. So, this is that fibrous cartilage. Okay, and this joint, the joint is the pelvic symphysis.